So it just fits in with the fact that our children have spirit, they have soul, and they have a body. But most time as parents, we don't integrate our care for them. You know, the Bible says he that does not provide for the household is worse than an infidel and he has denied the faith. But I know most times we tend to just think of provision as providing material things, a house for the child to stay, and food, but we don't think about their emotional well-being. We don't think about spiritual development even before the child is conceived. Because what studies are showing us is that before we actually become parents, we've already formed our parenting styles. We already formed everything. So before conception, we should already be thinking of the spirit, soul, and body in parenting. It's not enough for us to have baby showers. We must think about those other things. All right. So if we promptly and strategically support the whole person, that's the spirit, soul, and body of our children, we can help them overcome mental health challenges. We can help them overcome demonic oppression and anything that stands in the way of God's purpose for their lives. Because we cannot afford to have, I'm telling you why this class is important, right? Raising spiritually and emotionally intelligent children. We cannot afford to have academically or technologically intelligent children who lack emotional intelligence. So busy with their phones, so good with math, but they are not emotionally there. Also, we cannot afford to have emotionally intelligent children who do not know how to lean on spirituality when they have reached the limit of human psychology. So when therapy is not working anymore, they just think that, oh, I can just take my own life, just because they don't know how to reach out to a spiritual dimension. And we need to raise children who are equipped to discern whether it's time to breathe, try the breathing techniques, or go to therapy, or rebuke the devil, rebuke the demon. And what we learned recently is that when in doubt, cast it out. When in doubt, cast it out. Cast out the demon when in doubt. So Ecclesiastes 3 verse 11 says, "Yet God has made everything beautiful for its own time. He has planted eternity in the human heart. But even so, people cannot see the whole scope of God's work from beginning to end." It means that we need to hold in mind that our children have a spiritual dimension, and whether we provide or meet that need, they will always reach out. So we must take charge early to prevent them from reaching out to a spiritual dimension that they should not be reaching out to. All right, so I'll use my story as an example real quick on why raising spiritually and emotionally intelligent children is really important. So I was born in Nigeria. You can all tell that I'm not like fully American, right? I'm Nigerian American. And I was raised in a family where academic excellence was an idol. I was raised by my paternal grandfather, and he was well known for paying the tuition of anyone in great need. You want to go to school? Go to my grandfather. He will send you to school if your parents don't have the money for it. So I was told that the relationship between my grandfather and father was adversely affected by my father's refusal to attend school, to attend college. So I really didn't know my dad. Maybe I saw him 2 times in my life. So my father wanted to become a musician, and that's precisely what he did. Unfortunately, his musician lifestyle contributed to his premature death. So considering my father's fate, one can conclude that education saves lives. If you had gone to school, maybe you wouldn't have died. So go to school, lest you die. That was my family's mentality, right? So the Nigerian society I grew up in also idolized the acquisition of academic knowledge, because we know it actually has the power to liberate us from poverty, right? The more academically intelligent you are, the more doors open for you. So it's more like an idol, like into. And I wonder also if it's a colonial mentality because we're colonized by the British and all that. But we'll not go into that space. All right, so my family and society helped me develop the drive for academic excellence. But my sense of worth was rooted in excelling academically. I was book smart. I did a lot of cramming though, but I was socially and emotionally immature. And this made me a vulnerable young lady, and my mental health suffered. To further complicate things, I was actively involved in a religious cult. Like, I was born a Muslim, I was actively involved in a religious cult for like 12 years of my life, where going to bathe in rivers, eating honey and eggs to get wisdom, doing some all those chants, levitation, or whatever they call it. So we're doing all that. So, and I took pride in winning Bible quizzes. I was going all around, winning quizzes and doing Bible quiz competition. I knew about God, but I did not truly know Him. And I was a professional backslider, because I did not really know Him. So, I actually wonder if some of you can relate to